help! It's my daughter. She's cold and stiff and she won't wake up.
So, what do we have here, Captain Doug?
Young female, mother's crying her eyes out, no father. Stepfather's at work. Mother found daughter dead at around 7 p.m. when she arrived from work. Based on the body temperature, I'd say that she died at around 3 p.m.
Any traces to indicate the cause of death?
Traces of blood in the mouth, and that's pretty much it. She looks healthy though.
Substance abuse or history of depression?
Mother says that her daughter was a healthy young woman, worked in the local grocery store as a junior manager.
Apparently, it's suicide. There is no evidence of struggle in the room, and it looks like no one touched anything. The wallet is on the table, and all the cash is in it. Check under her fingernails, do a rape kit and a talk screen. I'll talk to the mother. Hello, ma'am. I'm Detective Anna Scott. I'm investigating the death of your daughter. Did you notice anything particularly unusual in Susan's routine these last 72 hours?
No, not at all. Susan was a hard-working girl. We left for work together this morning. She used to arrive home at 3 from work, and she asked me if I could arrive early too, but I said I couldn't. I'm a nurse, and my shift ends at 6 p.m. I said we could talk when I got back. Now, Detective, look at that. I could have left early. If I'd have just listened, I could have done something.
Don't beat yourself up, Mrs. Ferris. Now tell me, how was your relationship with your daughter?
Susan was the best daughter any mother could have. I thank God every day for letting me have her as a daughter.
So, no fights, no yelling?
No, we're a loving family, Detective.
How about Susan's stepfather?
He works as a real estate agent, the best in town. His name is Tom Miles.
How was his relationship with your daughter, Mrs. Ferris?
I met Tom a year ago, and we got married 6 months ago. Susan didn't like him back then, but you know, she was such an amazing daughter. Nobody would ever be good enough for me. But every woman needs a husband, Detective. That's how families are meant to be. And Susan knew that as well. I've taken her to church since she was 2 years old. And as for Tom, he's great to her. Was. He kept on encouraging her to apply for the community college and invest in her future.
I see. If you don't mind me asking, Mrs. Ferris, why did Susan live with you guys since she had a job and could afford to live by herself?
When my husband died, I couldn't afford mortgage. Susan promised me she wouldn't leave this house until she paid off the mortgage. She had just finished paying it off. I lost my precious daughter, Detective.
I'm really sorry for your loss, Mrs. Ferris. Where can I find your husband, Mr. Miles?
Tom is at work now.
At 10 p.m.
He's a hard-working man. And he once said to me, Cindy, a real estate agent doesn't work by the clock. Sometimes he has to show some houses to people that are busy during office hours.
I see. Well, I need to ask him some questions as well.
Tommy? Why? He was out all day.
How would you know? You were also working the whole day, weren't you, Mrs. Ferris? Either way, it's just procedure.
I see.
In case you remembered anything else, here's my card. Take a rest. See you, Mrs. Ferris.